Hello everyone and welcome to another Throne and Liberty video. My name's Brian if you happen to be new to the channel, but if you're part of this incredible 75,122 of y'all who've hit that subscribe button and have taken a chance on the content, welcome in and welcome back. Today we have some interesting, we're gonna put news in quotations because MMO Bomb is reporting that NCSoft is apparently not going to be implementing a gacha monetization system within Throne and Liberty. Instead, rather leaning in on battle passes, and the key word here is subscriptions. Now I'm going to include a link to the article in the description of this video if you guys want to go read it for yourself, but we're going to go through the post here, we're going to break it down, and we're going to talk about what I now expect based off of this article alone. And we're asking the question, which you guys can weigh in on if you want, is like, is this a positive influence from Amazon, or do you feel like the winds of change were already happening in South Korea? There's no wrong answers. I'm always game for the discussion, so hopefully you guys will sound off below. But let's go ahead and spend a little time. Thank you, Matthew, for writing this up. And this was just posted today. Again, link is in the description. Go give it some time. NCSoft is reportedly making a significant shift away from the gacha monetization system in Throne and Liberty. Now, this way that it's worded right now makes me think that that was kind of always the plan. Now, we know that Blue Protocol's got a gacha system, and that can be a positive or a negative. And anybody who does not like gacha systems are probably confused by the fact that I've said positive, but there is a demand for that system. There is, that aspect where I'm saying, like, probably some gamblers out there, like they crave these kind of games, and the money and the numbers do reflect that. But I don't think necessarily popular opinion is focusing in around that gachas are a net positive. Personally speaking, I try to, like, as an adult, not engage in those kind of systems monetarily, but support the systems that I do like. Like, for example, a battle pass that doesn't expire, aka Wayfinder and Halo Infinite. So those are the things where, when it comes down to it, we're all voting with our dollars. And if you guys like specific systems, I would encourage you to support those systems because the data gets analyzed. And I think, and hopefully, especially as we've seen more and more regulation in different countries come down the pipeline, now we're seeing this happen, and we're seeing game developers take note and maybe changing their plans. But well, let's go ahead and continue on. Now, according to the Korean news site Money Today, it's been revealed that instead of relying on probability-based items like loot boxes, the developer plans to monetize the MMO through battle passes and subscriptions. This approach allows players to earn desired items by reaching specific milestones during the subscription and battle pass periods, marking a departure from NCSoft's previous monetization strategies. Now, when it comes down to the subscription, here's the questions that I have immediately. Is this going to be a required subscription or an optional subscription? Meaning, can you still play the game? It's a free-to-play game. That's how they've marketed Throne of Liberty so far. And so I would assume that this is going to be an optional subscription that most likely players are, the hardcore of hardcore players are going to want to opt in, where we see similar things like that in ESO and other online games, where it isn't the barrier for entry, but it is almost kind of a barrier for the hardcore of entries that exist. And, at the end of the day, these companies make these games to make money. And I think, and my concern is this, especially with the free-to-play and no monthly reoccurring additions, you end up seeing cash shop items overpriced and overpushed, and that ends up being kind of the cost to us as the players. I've always argued that the subscription-based model is the most fair to the developers and the players, but we've continued to see even the subscription-based games like Final Fantasy XIV and WoW push more into the cash shop, because I think they realize there's definitely whales out there willing to drop a huge amount of support on a particular item or piece of gear or something like that. Anyway, they go on. Apparently, the decision was driven by the increased scrutiny and regulations around the gacha mechanics, as well as player dissatisfaction with such practices. In fact, in the recent Throne of Liberty closed beta test, draw items were removed and players were given the opportunity to preview the season pass with cosmetic rewards that have very little impact on gameplay. The response from players was overwhelmingly positive. Players voice your thoughts. Like, this is where I want to always champion people being able to speak out, because sometimes it takes a lot of effort, a lot of energy to turn the tide of popular opinion. or if nothing else, when you're going up against massive amounts of dollars, that is, I think the opinion can easily get misconstrued by the developers and especially more or less the publishers in this case. Now we'll see what happens. Obviously, the biggest news to come is this week, November 2nd, is that's kind of where they're going to have their launch showcase, where we're going to learn more about the upcoming Korean release, and most likely afterwards, we're going to start hearing more about the next tests as well as the global edition. I've seen people comment like, is this game coming to EU? Yes. Amazon's the publisher of Throne and Liberty. For the global version, they're going to be handling it in Japan, Europe, America. And so that is going to be something that we'll have to be covering here in the near future. Now, anyway, it goes on to say, during which more details will be revealed about the Korean version of the game before its scheduled December release. This showcase will specifically address the adjustments and improvements made based off community feedback regarding combat and progression. As for us in the West, Amazon Games plans to conduct testing of Throne and Liberty eventually. So hopefully we'll get some more information this week regarding when exactly to try the game out. Again, guys, the link in the description for the article. Go give them some love. That's a great way of supporting what the folks over at MMO Bomb are doing. That way, they can continue to support and write articles that we can talk about. So please be sure to check that out. Also, sound off in the comments, and if you feel like it earns it, hit that like button on the video, as it's a great way of supporting the content here at Ginger Prime. Now, one final thing before I let you guys go. If you're still here and you want to help, I've been doing an Instagram challenge. I've been challenged by my fellow comedians to grow my Instagram presence, and I think we're just like 10 away from 200. The goal is overall to try to get to 1,000 by the end of the year, which was roughly about 2 months. We'll see if I can make it happen. If you guys are a part of that, if you use Instagram, if you don't mind dropping that support over there, that would be fantastic. But if not, no worries, and just thanks so much for being here and checking out today's video. Hopefully I will see you guys in the next one, but until then, take care.